integrations part of HR and IDM. Okay. One more person has joined. Hi, Chandra. Chandra, are you there?
Chandra is mute.
Yeah. Might be some problem. Chandra, can you hear us? Or
Yes, I can.
okay. So let's close all those things first, and then we will do. Okay. So in our HR IDM integration, we have three components to be considered. One is our HR system, another one is VDS system, and another one is IDM system. Okay, this is our HR system. This is our VDS system, our virtual directory server, and this is our IDM system. So what is this VDS system and why this is required? VDS basically is nothing but the one. Why it is needed? Because it is the LDAP interface between identity management and HR system, ACM configuration. Okay, because why this is needed, the interfaces is needed, because in HR system we have various different data storing procedure. Okay, their first name attribute, last name attribute, those completely are the different attribute in the different layer, completely different structure. And in IDM also, their first name, last name, those things are stored in completely different structure.
Okay.
Okay, so in order to map those attributes, we need a VDS system in between. So what we are basically doing, we basically connect this HR system into VDS system and this VDS system to IDM system. Okay, in order to do our integration part, this connections is needed. And what are the activity that we are doing, that we will be seeing it. Now, first we came to the IDM system. So if you remember our architecture in IDM, what are the things that we have in IDM system? In IDM system, we have identity store, right? In IDM system, we have identity store. So again, you remember, if you remember that we have one identity store called Enterprise People Identity Store, right?
Yes.
Enterprise People Identity Store. So in this identity store, whatever the data will be updated, that will be visible in our UI, correct? Those data will be visible in our UI. Whatever the data will be stored into this identity store. Now, when I am sending the HR data to IDM system, where we will upload or where we will send, okay, we will not directly send this data into our enterprise people area. Why we will not send this data into this enterprise people area? Because their as I told earlier, their attributes are different. We have to map those attributes somewhere, and then only we can send those information to our enterprise area, so that we can see those data into UI system. Okay, for that reason we have to create another identity store. So when we are creating another identity store, we are basically dividing our database area into another part, and the identity store name is HCM underscore staging underscore area. This is the standard name provided by SAP. Okay.
Okay.
So when we are telling that from HR to VDS, from VDS to IDM data is sending, we are actually sending the data into our HCM staging area. Okay, into our HCM staging area. And from HCM staging area, we are, after data is moving into staging area, we are basically sending the data out to our enterprise people area, so that that data can be visible into our UI.
Okay, Samrat, quick question here.
Yes.
So this is only for HR, right? Because when we run the jobs or we load some data from other SAP system, that goes directly to enterprise people, or that also
Yes.
comes to
No,
HCM?
no, no. This is when we are loading something from the target SAP system, that will goes directly to the enterprise people.
Okay. So HCM staging area is specific for the HR systems.
HCM staging area specific for the HR system.
Okay.
Okay. Now, in order to make another identity store, what we have to do first? We have to first create a separate identity store in this HCM staging area identity store. Okay, if you go back to your system, here you can see there are two identity stores there. One is enterprise people, which is this one, where the data from the enterprise people, whatever the things are there, that has been visible to our UI. And another is HCM staging area, which is this. Okay, now how can we create our identity store? We just right click on the system, click on new identity store. You can create your new identity store. In this way, you can create this HCM staging area identity store. So once you create another identity store, if you click on the first property of the first identity store, that means enterprise people, this identity store ID is 1, and click on the second one, that is this identity store is 2. Go back to here. So that means this is identity store is 2, and this is identity store 1. Okay, this ID is important in order to do the configuration part. Okay, now what is the first thing that we have to do it over here? We have to do first, we have to import our HCM package. Import HCM package. Where we will get those package? We get this package from here, from our server where IDM is installed. So in order to make it easy, our packages are probably present in this new Eclipse. We keep it in the desktop. So how we can import the package, and whenever you will create a schema, this identity store, this identity store content every identity store content one schema and one package folder, right? So similarly in ACM staging area, you will have a store schema and you will have the package folder. Under this store schema, you will have the entry type and attribute. Under the package folder, you will have this one default package will be given. So I don't need this package anymore. I can delete this package. Okay. In this staging area, I don't need this package. So under schema and under this package folder. Now here in the enterprise people, let's check the entry type. And in staging area, there are some entry types are there. Apparently, which are same, only one entry type which we created for our customization purpose. But in this enterprise staging area, one more important entry type is needed. Okay. So before going to import the package, SAP also provided one important schema as well. If you go to the ACM and in this configurations area, under the ACM folder, you will see one package is there and another schema is there. So in this package, one specific entry type which is very important entry type in case of HR integration, that is needed, and SAP provided that entry type. So we have to import the schema as well. How to import the schema? Right click, import. Go to our desktop where we have stored new Eclipse, IDM, configuration package, ACM, and this is the schema. Let's import this schema over here. Over at the database, yes. Okay, the schema is imported. Now if you go to the entry type, here you will see one mx underscore HCM underscore employee, that entry type is created, okay, which is not present in our enterprise people entry type. This special entry type is needed in order to export the data from HCM staging area to IDM system. Okay, so import schema and import HCM packages. Okay, this thing is needed in order to do our HR integration. So first thing what we are doing, first thing we have done, create identity store, then we have imported the schema, and then we have to import HCM packages. So let's go back to the system. The schema has been imported, and then I need to import the packages, where under this HCM folder you will get these packages, only the HCM package. So click on open, the package will be imported. Since there is no current version is available, you will see the import version. Okay, let's open the package. You will see, since I have imported, it will show my name as a owner. I can add everybody's name over here as a owner, so that you can see, or you can configure if you want from in this area. Okay, the general tab, you will see the package, and this package descriptions, you know. So let me check out in this package. Why this HCM employee is needed, we will see that. Under this HCM employee, in this entry type, all the HR data, HR users partner is being loaded. Okay, so here you will see write HCM employee to SAP master. If you double click on it in this process, you will see that first HTML check to surname of this employee sysname. Sysname is nothing but your user ID.
This checks in 0105 info type.
Yes, 0105 info type. Okay, it will check the user ID whether that user ID is available or not. The info type is 0105, P0105.
Okay.
Okay, it will check that one. If that is available, that is not available, then it will go to your, it will basically create the user from the HCM staging area to enterprise people. First, it will check whether any 0105 data is available or not. If it is not, then first it will create the user into this enterprise people area. That is why you can see the 6 MX person, right? If you go to our enterprise people MX person, you will see the, what is the entry type?
6.
So in this area here 6, we are creating the user ID. MS key, it is taking the name from its partner, and if you have your sysname, that is the your info type area 0105. I am coming to those info types area 0105, and it is creating the user ID, or maybe creating the MS key value, right? We are creating the MS key value in this enterprise area. So once the data is getting created into this enterprise area, so those data will be visible through our UI.
Okay. Okay. Here one question. If
Yes.
we don't maintain the user ID in 0105, what happens?
What happened? The ID will be created as its partner.
Okay. Partner as will be created as a ID.
As a MS key value. So partner is suppose 8-digit partner 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. The user ID will be created as a 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8.
Okay.
It will take the partner and the corresponding sysname, sysUname basically from the info type of 0105, and then it will create. If 0105 is not present, it will take the P000's partner value.
Okay.
Chandra, are you following? Do you have any question on this?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. So this is our initial configurations we have to do in the IDM side. Okay. Now in the VDS side, we have to do some configuration. We have to basically create one XML file for HR system, for HR connection. Okay. So how to do that in VDS system? Let's log into our VDS, which is there in our UI or in our desktop. Here we do not have anything now. Okay. So in order to do our integrations, we have to create a new XML file. So how to create? Go to File and click on New. Once you click on New, you will get various groups and their corresponding template. So for HR integration, we have a standard template. What is the template? That under the group SAP NetWeaver 7.2 and HCM LDAP extract for IDM 72. This is the template we are using for HR integration. Okay. So you select the template and click on OK. You will be asking one port. By default, it is showing as 389. You can create your own port over here. Okay. So we can randomly give our port, let's say 4389 or 2389. I am giving this port number. We have to remember this port number, in which port number that data is been passing. Display name, IC identity store. This is the default display name. Now this is the IDM parameter, IDM identity store parameter that we have to maintain over here. Just give me a second. Okay. Now identity center URL. So in order to create our identity center, how do I create? What is this area? This is the database area, right? Identity store. That is nothing but our database area. So in order to connect this VDS to IDM, what we have to do? We have to put our database details. Okay. So what is the database that we are using over here? How to check the database? We are using database, Oracle database. Correct? So we will be selecting as Oracle Thin Driver. Now click on next. Click on the user ID through which we will be connecting. What is the user ID? The user ID, this is the server name. The user ID through which we will be connecting the details user ID. Let's say user is system. And the password we have to maintain. SAP admin 1234.
Samrat, here we want to use ORIDM underscore OPER or ORIDM.
Exactly, means this is ORIDM underscore OPER. This is something the operational user ID.
Okay.
In order to log into the database, but here we have to use the admin user ID.
Not ORIDM underscore admin.
Not ORIDM underscore. If that ORIDM underscore admin, all the access of both the schema. We have two types of schema, right?
Yeah.
One is operational schema, one is RT schema, that is runtime schema. If OR and that particular user is having access to all the schema, if it is having the full access to all the schema, then we can use that user ID.
Okay.
Do you have that password of that schema?
Which schema?
Not schema, underscore admin,
Yeah.
OR IDM underscore admin.
Same
So
password.
we can,
Same
so
password.
we can add OR IDM underscore admin. So if this user ID have access to all the schema, if it is a user ID having access for full access, then we can add this user ID. What is the host then?
hana60.ides.com.
Only the server name will be the host.
You give hana60.ides.com.
Okay. .ides.com. Oh, sorry, IDES.
Port is, I think, same.
Port is, by default port will be there. This is the 1521 and the SID
BT2.
BT2. This is the system that we are connecting.
So these are IDM specific users, right? Which we
IDM specific user, database specific user.
Okay.
Database information. We are putting this database information.
Okay.
Okay. Now what are the next thing what we have to do? Identity store ID. This is very important. In which ID we are sending data from HR to IDM? In our case,
2.
Right? That is why I told earlier that we have to remember these things. It is very important. So we are sending data into 2 identity store. That means our HCM staging area identity store is 2. That is why we have to maintain the 2. Now the next thing is our key ionized path. From where we will get this key ionized path? We have to go to our, go to here, go to system administration, configuration,
Infrastructure.
Infrastructure, Java system property, application, star IDM star.
But the Samrat, I copied the keys.ini into C drive also, but we have to give this only Unix path.
Yes, this path we have to maintain.
This is Unix path, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's take this path. Okay. This is the key NI path that we have to maintain.
Authentication.
Then we have to make an authentication. So authentications of what? See, in this picture there are 2 connections. One is HR side connection and another one is IDM side connection.
Yeah.
So this thing whatever we have done, this is the IDM side connection. Okay, this entire connections is our IDM side connection. So this is our IDM side connection. Okay, we are doing. This is the connection details. Now for the HR side, what we have to maintain? We have to keep our user ID and password. Okay, that user ID and password we have to create in our HR system. Log into our HR system.
Is it a system user you have to create?
Yes, system user. We will be creating it. SU01. Go to the system user. Let's create HR IDM RFC. Okay, let's create. This is the user ID I am creating. As of now, I am creating SAP and in the login details, it will be the systems user. Login details SAP IDM *1, SAP IDM *1. Okay. So this ID we have to maintain over here, and the password. Okay. So this information is needed for our HR connection. Okay, and in the VDS, the port is default port that I have maintained. It is 4389. Okay, so in this connection, in order to make these connections, we are using a port called 4389. Okay, so we will be sending the data from this port to that port, that configurations that we have to make. So once you update these informations over here, click on OK. It will be asking you your in order to create. So it will be HCM staging area. Okay. Once you click on save, under these configurations, once you click on save, could not save the global setting. Why? C drive, it is could not save the global setting. The access is missing into this virtual directory server. I do not have this access.
Okay, only give me 1 minute.
Yeah.
I think you don't have admin access.
Yes. That is why it is not allow me to save. Let's open the file. No, it is created, I believe. Can you check that?
I will do one thing. I will give you the admin access.
It is not allowing me to create.
1 minute. Your ID is Samrat, right?
Yes.
Okay, now you are the admin. Close it and open it again.
Yep. Let's see, it is there. Could not set the global setting.
One second. What is that path? It's showing error.
In C drive, user, SAP,
IDM.
IDM.
Okay.
Under IDM,
I will give user full access.
yeah, virtual directory server and configuration.
1 minute. C user, right?
Yeah, see,
Property, security, the users, edit. I'm giving the full control
okay.
to the users. Okay. Apply. Okay. Done. I gave the full control to the users.
Yeah, now I can able to select it. Now it was not showing any error to me.
Okay.
Okay. Now, once our configurations is done, oops, and expand it, you will see, click on the main listeners, it will see the port number. Okay, and the authenticated user is HRIDM RFC. This is the authenticated user in order to connect the HR system.
Okay.
Okay. One thing probably I have missed, that we will check it. I created the password SAP IDM *1. Okay, we will see that one because the password here, in this case, the password would not support the special character, that is the star character.
It won't support?
It won't support. We will check that. Okay.
Okay.
This is the connector database. This is the database information that we have put. The JDBC driver information default taken. Scope, that means the identity store 2. These are the informations, all has been updated. You can see the class path, the case sensitive. This is the default information will be there. Whatever the key INS file we have added, that has been taken over here. Okay. Now if you go to this authenticated user, this is the authenticated user. Suppose you forgot the password, you can add the password, you can reset the password over here, and in other area that we will be seeing it. Give me a second please, I am getting one call. So once this VDS is configured, this VDS, this XML is stopped, right? So we can start this XML. From where we can start. Once we click on start, the server started on port 4389 and the server is running.
Okay.
We have to do these integrations only once in our system, and once it's keep on running, our configurations in VDS area is done. Okay. So our next configurations we have to do in our IDM area. So already first configuration that we have already done. What configurations we have done in our HR side? Create system user. Okay.
See, but how IDM server will know that it should point out to the only client 100 and all?
Client 100 means?
ECC, we have different clients, right?
In ECC we have different client, correct?
Yeah. How IDM, how VDS know that it should only point out to the 100 client?
That is the thing we have to configure in this HR area.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. We have to do a configurations in the HR system and feed that configurations into VDS part using this user ID and password.
Okay.
We have to maintain that port as well.
Port. Okay.
That port as well that we have to maintain. So that is the configurations we need to do in our HR side. Okay. So the first thing that we have done, we have created the user ID using SU01. Okay. Now the second configuration that we have to do, we have one transactions called LDAP. We code LDAP. In that LDAP transactions, we have to create our configuration. So let's go to the transaction called LDAP. In LDAP transaction, we have to create our LDAP server. Which LDAP server? This LDAP server.
Okay.
The VDS is our LDAP server. Initially I told. This LDAP server we have to create. A system user and the connectors. We have to maintain. So under this LDAP server, LDAP transaction, what we have to do? We have to create connector, RFC connector, to be very specific, we have to create RFC connector. RFC connector, and the connector type will be TCP IP. Okay. The second activity, we have to create system user, which have already created. And the third is configure our LDAP server. This is the three things we have to do in the LDAP transaction. So let's go back to the system. First we have to go to the LDAP connectors. Okay, so since there is no connector exist, cross client, okay, new entry, connections name we have to put, but in order to give this connections name, what we have to do, we have to create our connector.
SM59. No?
SM59, we have to create the connector. So in order to go back to our picture, to create this thing, what we have to do? We have to go to our SM59. SM59 and create connectors of TCP/IP. Go back to system here. What is the TCP/IP connectors? It might be present in the standard one. If it is not, then we can create a connector. I am giving the name as IDM VDS LDAP. The connector type will be our TCP/IP connector type. Okay.
It's a VDZ. It came as VDZ.
Yeah, sorry. VDS. Let's do LDAP. Descriptions. I am putting the description connection between IDM, HR and VDS. Okay. Go to our administration, technical details. In the technical details, you have to give your registered server program. Okay, here we have to select the registered server program, which the server program will be registered in our kernel. In the system kernel, the server will be registered. So I am putting the server name as a default server name. Just give me a second. The server name, let's say, give HR underscore GD. The same name. Let me put the same name over here. Ideally, this whatever the server name I will put, it create in the kernel side. Otherwise, this connection won't be working. Okay, the gateway options, gateway host and port, this is not needed right now. This is the server name, logon details. No need to do our logon details as of now. Here, the data should be putting as Unicode. Why this data is putting as a Unicode? Because sometimes if it is putting as a non-Unicode, what will happen? It will be language specific. It will take only the English language. If your HR data is created some Polish language, some French language, their character string are different. When the data will come into IDM system, those IDM will not understand those language. So those specific characters. So it will take a junk character into the IDM system. That is why particular information in the Unicode system, that information we have to put. This will be the Unicode one. In order to support all the information.
Okay.
Okay. Now special options, we don't have to put anything in this special option. Let's here. Let's save. Let's connection test.
It's
There-
connecting to what?
It is showing some gateway. Code connections error.
Program is not registered. We have to give which program there.
Yeah, this program ID is not registered. So we have to select the register program ID. Okay, we have to select the register program ID. The default register program ID this program ID should be present in the kernel level.
Okay.
Okay. So the default register program ID, I forgot the default register program ID's name. Just give me a second. Let me.
Excuse me.
What is the program ID? What is the program ID? Let me check the program ID.
Reg underscore RFC EXEC, that is one. REG underscore RFC EXEC.
No, it's something VDS. I can't remember exactly.
Yeah, you can search in SA38 or SC38, right?
S30 program
Star VDS, star something.
star LDAP. No, this is not the SA38 program. This is some name of the program which is available on the this system's kernel. This is the kernel level program.
Okay.
Not this SA38, this system program. I used to remember, but I forgot. Let me try to find out.
You can check in your company, right? System.
Currently, I can't check. It used to be. I have to log into my system. Then it will take time. The default program name which is present, that is LDAP underscore VD.
That is the program.
The default program.
Okay.
Okay. And then go to the host name. gateway host. What is our gateway host of this system's gateway host? This 192.168.1.
80. I don't know. Let's see.
Let's check what is the default gateway host. System configuration, ABAP specific application server.
35.
This is the gateway host 192.168.1.35, and this is the gateway server SAP GW00. So go to here. .35 and SAP GW00. So these informations we have to put. Perform Unicode testing. Okay. Let's check the connection test. Still it is getting some error.
Program LDAP VD not registered.
LDAP VD not registered. Location gateway host. So this program should be registered. This is some default program. This is some default program that has to be present. Destination name same as the program ID. Usually the RFC destination's name putting same as the program ID, and in our probably in the license version, whatever the program ID will put over here, that should automatically register on the server program.
Okay.
That should automatically register in the server program, but it is not taking the server program. So let's do one thing.
I pinged one link, Samrat, if you can check. It's the same.
Okay. It is their LDAP underscore VD not registered. You need to start the connector using the start push button.
You need to start the connection using start push button. Connectors is the start change to connector is active. Start push button means which one?
Go to connection, the top.
Okay, let's do one thing. I create another connection. Let's go back, create a new one. LDAP underscore VD. Create this name. Connection type is T. Connection between HR and VDS. Sorry. Go to here, technical details, register. One 192.168.1.35 SAP GW00. Login details not needed. Unicode, it will be Unicode data. Let's say
There is a guide in this. You can see page number 48.
LDAP underscore VD not register.
We have to register that program or what?
It actually in the original the register means the licensed versions of the system. Whatever you will put, those should be automatically registered in the kernel. This ID should be automatically registered. But here it is not registering it. So we have to register it by somehow. Let me check. Service.
How to register a program in SAP Gateway?
Yeah. Usually, if it is not registered, we ask our VC team to register this in the kernel level, and they used to do it.
Okay.
Error is showing.
Let me talk to Shekhar once.
Yes, yes. Confirm absolutely blocked by the internet. Error was RFC. This one. Error details program is not registered. I think we should stop here and continue tomorrow. But before that, we have to create this program in the. We have to register this program ID.
Okay. Register server RFC program in kernel.
You can stop the recording now.